There is a game franchise, ladies and gentlemen, that I talked about quite a lot in one of my previous pieces. That franchise includes ideologies about the direction and management of the human race. It also includes pirates, Leonardo da Vinci, the American Revolution, Templars, the Pope, assassins, the Eiffel Tower, and of course my glorious home capital that is London City. Yes, I am of course talking about Assassin's Creed. Now last time I went through all of the mainline games and how I feel about them looking back. It was a lengthy exercise, but I wanted to do it. I didn't actually, however, talk about the most recent Assassin's Creed game that I've played, and that would be the spiritual reboot of the franchise released back in 2017, Assassin's Creed Origins. I only got to play this a year and a half after it came out, so you can imagine my anticipation to finally play this game after all of the critical and commercial success that it had once it had released. It looked like we had another Assassin's Creed 2 on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, and that prospect was one I had waited years for at this point. And yet, I don't love Assassin's Creed Origins. I like it. It's a well-made game that's 2,164 hours long and provides a lovely sandbox experience that gives me, as the player, enough choices to keep me engaged and feeling like an absolute badass as I slaughter many a stereotypical guard. But deep down, I have to confess my thoughts and feelings towards this game. And my thoughts are that this is not the Assassin's Creed game that I wanted. Yes, exploring Egypt was a dream come true as someone who fell in love with mummification and Egypt mythology many years ago in first school, and seeing all of the different gods and how their limbs were taken out, the brains out of their nose and stuff. It was very cool. I always wanted Ubisoft to explore this time and place and really loved every minute, taking in the sights and seeing Alexander and the pyramids and the Sphinx and all that good stuff. FYI, there's a discovery mode that is absolutely fantastic in the game. It's a mode where you go and learn all of the history behind ancient Egypt, and it is marvellous. I even ragtagged my girlfriend into having a look at it, and it's great. You walk into the different cities and locations and learn about all the different lifestyles of all the different people and their traditions and things like that, and it's really great educational experience in a AAA game that we don't really get that often. Back to the game at hand. The game is a long-ass RPG. It is a full-on RPG, and I'm not sure this is what I wanted for Assassin's Creed. I got to around the 50-hour mark and I thought to myself, why am I doing any of this? I don't find Bayek, the assassin you play as well as his wife Aya in some missions, his quest for avenge and revenge convincing or relatable enough, even despite their best efforts. Didn't find it good enough to drive me through this 100-hour experience. But I did decide to give it a chance, and I actually got every single achievement in the game. Don't ever call me a casual gamer because I'm as sad as they come. And the only emotion I felt when I finally popped that last achievement was relief. Relief that I didn't have to play this game anymore because this game is just far too long. It's too dragged out with too many forgettable locations to clear and side quests which just don't hit that Witcher 3 mark, unfortunately. And I know that the bench is high after that game, but I love that game and now the bench is set. I can totally see why Ubisoft has taken this approach with the franchise moving forward, and applaud them for making this and Assassin's Creed Odyssey some of the only single-player games on the market which can be played continuously for months on end because of the size of the game and its DLCs. The DLCs are pretty massive as well, especially the second one, Curse of the Pharaohs, and I'm sure that Odyssey's DLCs are also huge. But I don't want a never-ending single-player experience from Assassin's Creed. I want a tight story experience with side stuff and maybe an economy to participate and develop in. Collectibles, of course, and assassination missions, of course. But I don't want this gigantic map which takes me months to get through at this point. It's not condensed enough. A lot of it just feels dragged out for the sake of making a longer game rather than a better game. I love the bow and arrow weapon that they give you in this game. It's probably one of the best bow and arrow mechanics I've used. And I love Bayek's dreadlocks. Sorry, Aloy. But the positives can't outweigh this new vision which the Creed has moved to. I was super glad to see the return of the present day story in Origins, only to find that it was very limited in nature, even if you read the extra material found within that gameplay aspect. I thought it was going to be more than it was. And now I don't even know if I can bring myself to playing complete Odyssey, which is 6,743 hours long. I wish I loved Assassin's Creed Origins, I really do, but I just don't. Even when this game combines many things that I love, including open worlds, RPG mechanics, and Assassin's Creed, I still am not deeply interested in the finished result. Whatever happened to the Creed that I used to know? I don't know. And yes, that was a Guillaume reference, whatever his name is. I don't know if the Ubisoft is going to change the direction anytime soon. It doesn't look likely, with rumours of another game similar to the style of Odyssey, but setting the Viking time and place, I should say. But this isn't what I want from Assassin's Creed. Let me know what you think about Origins and Odyssey and all things Assassin's Creed. If you're a long-time fan, new fan, who just started with Origins or Odyssey, talk to me. I want to see how you feel about these things, how you feel about my feelings and opinions. Let's get a conversation going. Let's get some good vibes going. Let's get some positivity going. Please spread the love, spread the joy. I really appreciate any and all support, especially those of you who've reached out to me. I really appreciate that. We're going to keep this baby going because I love talking about video games.